Maybe I should buy a pistol. I don't know. I can't make ammo. I'll tell you that. If I could buy flares, yeah. XP. Okay. What am I doing now? I am going to the refinery.
Warp drive active.
What's that? What is that? Is it falling apart? I think it is.
Docking request accepted.
Wow, yeah, this guy's been chopping all the fucking trees. I have to go over there. Nice, I would prefer that, yeah. That's good. Actually, I'll recycle it. Idiot scrap is good. It'll buy... What should I buy with it? Should buy something. Maybe a revolver so I can actually kill zombies. I don't know. Couple trees right at outpost that I should have hit. Oh, well, I don't know. No. Seven high quality, 510 metal frags. Oh, come on. God damn it. Wait. That's large barn? I think it's a different large barn. Time's a wasting. I'm gonna ensure that I have a legacy with shelter. I'm not facing a knife. I'm not facing a knife myself. Should have ran down there to get the milk crate, but I'm gonna stay where I can see. There was no way I was gonna get this much stone. Just one. You know what? That's right. Fattens the bed a little bit. PM. Gotta get shagging down that road. But we're gonna gamble. We're gonna gamble with it. Spend too long here and see if I can win. Just stand, see if he busts. Yes! That's good, that's good. That doubles what I brought. That's good. Yeah. Take it. Nope. Stand up. Leave. Buy more metal frags. Gotta get it from somewhere. Alright. Let's get the fuck out of here before something bad happens like that. Like that. I've got a runner. Shit. No, he's blocked. Yeah, he was blocked. He was blocked enough. See if this kind of throws a snare on him. If I run this direct like thing, if he gets caught in the snared in the... There's a horse. I'm done. I'm out. Yeah. Good haul. It'll alleviate a lot of my worries if I get home with it. Sun's setting. It's getting towards danger zone now. It looks all bright and sunny and shiny, but it's not. I see a dark hole coming. I see a dark hole coming very quick. Black hole sun. Mustn't fall in it. Must be able to see the needle. There's the airfield. I'm already home. I'm basically home. I did this well. I did this. I'm like not far from home. Yeah, it's sweet. There's the needle. I'm on the side with the pylons. Wait, now how did this mess up? I'm just on the wrong side of it is what it is. There's the pylons. The horse was a good find. He definitely made this much, much, much easier. Wait, this is the way out. Yeah, this is the road to my house. Wait, no, this is not the road to my house. No. This is the road to my house. And I'm in the door as the sun sets. Oh, yeah. Just perfect timing. Just great. Fucking sweet. Couldn't have asked for anything better. Look at this. Sun sets as I get in. Turn my flashlight on as I get in my door. Like a straight pimp. Yo. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at this. The stone problem is over. The stone problem is over. We go. Why is there a scarecrow outside? He killed himself. Works for me. Put some wood in there, and then take out some charcoal and stuff, and put, yeah, that was enough, huh? Yeah, 1 day, 23 hours, because, yeah, we don't have that much metal. But when I put this in, we will. And now we have 3 days, 15 hours, and my worries are gone for a while. I can shift my focus off of Rust as like a thing I need to do, and more as a thing I want to do. Go out and grind now. There's nothing like the devil's off my doorstep for a significant time. Could focus on Final Fantasy XI a bit more here. Oh well, if he drops loot, it's good. Yep, Treant Bulb's good. It's all money. It's all good for something. Kill it all. Kill it all, I say. Let God sort it out. Kill it all. Kill the bird. Kill the cat. Kill everything. Kill the cat. Kill the Treants. We don't care what it is. Kill it all. 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 Okay, we're back here again, and we are compressing. Compress. 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 Oh, yeah, because I have to go tell it. Yeah, I have to go tell it. Yep, there we go. And good, then we are good. We're very good. Okay, so now we undock. And we go back to my base. I like it when it's in the same system, I gotta say. We're going home. Yep.
Warp drive active. Docking request accepted.
Increased.
Ooh. Axe skill. It's good.
Your skill has increased. Your skill has increased.
I want to get away from it so I don't get hit by the god spells and see if it'll let me sit. Because the tiger seems to be doing, like, fairly okay. I'll resummon a new tiger, and I'll use the time it takes him to kill my tiger to get, like, at least a little bit of tick of mana. Just so I can keep casting Stone Skin. Yep, see, there's the Stone God, but the Tiger's putting up a good fight. The Earth Elemental's at 80. Where am I right now? I'm currently too far to zone. I'll probably die, but that's alright. I didn't know he was this nasty. He doesn't like that I'm healing, and he tried to shock me. Now he's meleeing me, and the Tiger's trying to get his attention. And nice, yep. But he did. He let me fucking heal. He let me heal, which is really good for me because we can continue to feed mobs to him. He won't like this. Yeah, he casts Stone Ga, but on the Tiger, which is funny. Yep. Oh, he didn't like what I did. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I did that. I have Blink though, which is cool. Yep, and the Tiger will just keep chunking him. Like I'll let the Tiger chunk him. Look, the Tiger will keep chunking him. That's okay. We can play Ring Around the Rosie for a while. It's fine by me. Yep, just keep hurting the familiar for... Let's fight him for a while. He'll kill my tiger, but, I mean...
Your skill has increased.
Okay, we gotta get a tiger up. Okay, now I can't do anything for a time. Maybe if I can let him sit on the tiger for a time, I might be able to get up high enough to live. Maybe we can play kiting games with this. He cast Stone God, but it didn't hurt the tiger, which is good. So let's see if I can get some respite. It's a fun fight. Earth Elemental's fun. He's actually fun to fight. I love how the battle feels like EvE. You can actually, like, think about it. Now what happened here? Oh, he cast on me. Yeah, that's fine. As long as he's on me, not the tiger. Sorry, yeah. As long as the tiger's chunking him, that's fine by me. Tiger keeps chunking him, and when I'm done with it, when the tiger's done, I'll keep sending other mobs at him. It's casting Stone Skin, which is really stupid. Yeah. I got full mana, which is helpful. I myself can fight the tiger probably to another Call Beast cooldown. He doesn't like that I'm doing this, and it's good because the tiger just keeps getting to swing on him. We'll play this safe and we'll run a blink, even though it's kind of scary to me to do so. I will run a blink and just keep letting the tiger fucking chunk him. Kind of a tense battle, but I'm used to it. I'm used to this game, and it's tense battles, you know. Yep. So, yep, and yeah, continue to heal. Yep. I am 2 mana short of a heal, which is a pain in the ass. I want to cast, not Paralyzed, but the other spells on him, Dia and such. Get the other dots on him. The tiger's abilities are probably up, like Roar and all that. So let's run it. I want to run Razor Fangs, a bunch of them. Yep, Razor Fang. Razor Fang. I'm going to reward the tiger. Tiger's back in it. And so am I. Oh god, this goblin is bad though. Stay away, stay away. They gotta get out of Stone God range. And when he casts on me, I want him to have to come to me to do it. I want him to have to travel to me to do it, you know? So we're gonna go way over to this bluff over here. There's no mobs around, so it's like really safe for me to run from him for a while. Yep. And by the time that he kills this tiger, we'll win this. I'll just charm another beast, and I'll use it to get the extra damage I need to kill him, and I'll tank him. By then, I'll be able to get another cure 2 or so, depending on how long he lets me heal. Yeah, the tiger's standing up, but not that well. Man, sitting here for like 30 seconds is stressful, but I mean, hey, like, the chances of him beating me now is like basically 0. I won this fight now. Yeah, he can even kill my tiger, it's fine. I'm 60 seconds from the Call Beast. He can't kill me. He does not have it. I should go kill him now. But I want this last tick and I want to heal. I want to distract the elemental. Yup, that's exactly what I want. I want the tiger to be able to get a bunch of free shots on him. Yep, just cast on me. That's absolutely fine. You go right ahead. Let the tiger just keep fucking, you know, let the tiger keep fucking with you. This tiger will chunk you. I will just keep healing. And by the time I have Call Beast, you'll be dead. It's over for you now. I got the elemental. What was he, just out of curiosity? He was a DC.
Your skill has increased.
He did not feel like it. He felt like a tough to me. He felt like a scary VT tough. Well, not like a tough. He felt like a tough to me. It's because I have no magic damage at all. He's gonna kill the tiger. That's okay with me.
Your skill has increased.
I'll get more XP if you kill the tiger. That's fine by me. You go right ahead. Nope, I got him. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Awesome. All right, go find like that blood. That bluff was good. An earth cluster is not much. It's like, you know, it's probably like 1,000 gil or something, but it's worth something out here. It's worth something, you know. Yeah, I'm just gonna run jugs for the rest of my career because jugs are like 3 times the strength of any of the mobs that you can charm. It was fun to play BST to level 40, but now I'm like, you know, now I'm level 40 and I'm like ready to like just sort of settle into the grind, and I don't want to think about charming or charm fails or any of that stuff. I just want to have a pet that doesn't decharm, that, you know, is just my endless companion. That cluster paid 190, which is not bad. I wonder what I'm sitting on now. Hey, I'm gonna level to 40. Or, yeah, I'm sorry, I thought it was 41, but I'm 39. I'm sorry, I forgot what I was. Yeah, 39. Yeah, I'm going to be 40. Sweet. Yeah, I think then I can go... Well, I mean, I'm going to stay here until the XP is dead. This is a great place to camp. I love this place. Now, I want to reward the tiger so I can get it on cooldown. Pet FD Doc Yama. Okay. I want to see if I can write a macro for this. Try that, and I want to do equip ammo pet food gamma me. Weight 1. And rewards. So let's see if that fixes this problem where I can't reward. Damn it. Let's go see. Oh. Oh, what do I see? What do I see? Oh, yep. Goodbye. Goodbye. I am trying to... I am looking at FFXI macro pet food gamma. Yeah, but what's the macro? The macro for it. Let's see if I can get this. It's like... Why are you so slow? This is not what I want. So all I need to do is equip the ammo. So let's see. If we take this to meat broth and then we write the macro. That's all I have to do. Let's see if that works. Yeah, that worked. It worked. Now I can do that. And then when I want a tiger, I want to do the meat broth. And I want to say item. No. I want to say equip, ammo, meat broth. Weight 1. There we go. And then, yep. And then rewards up. So now we'll go switch to, we'll do this. We'll switch to the to the tiger macro. Good. And then I'm gonna switch to the reward macro. Equipment change, reward. There we go. And now I can heal my pets really easy. I don't know why rewards should be up so high, but it's fine. It's fine. So. Kill this tiger, or well, kill the goblin, because, well, no, kill the tiger, it's fine. It's good. Now this tiger that I have is good. Okay, so, now we have, oops, what did I do? Oops, there we go. So... Very good. We will put the double barrel away, and we will cook some sulfur. Oh, am I out of wood? I think I am. Oh, no, I'm not out of wood, no. So... Sulfur... Oh, let's turn on the sound. Sulfur... And, sulfur, and, yep. Good, and now we have shotgun shells brewing. And the ability to make them, which is good. And then next we'll take a look at EvE, and we are going to take this compressed Veldspar in my mining holds and put it in the projects. Wait, what? Okay, so whatever. I'm just gonna go. Where am I now? I'm currently. $80,000. Oh, only 80,000. 80,000 or whatever. Oops, no, 80,000 or whatever. Yeah. Nice. Now, so I don't know, try running compressed feldspar to item hanger, compressed feldspar to item hanger, and, compressed feldspar to the projects, can't do it, okay. Well, so all the opportunities... I have a reward for 14 million ISK. Compressed Veldspar order. Nice, 14 million. I'm up to 207. Nice. So, then... What next? I guess we... do the Scordite next. We'll do... we'll fill my belly... Fill my hold. Wait, do you still have stuff in there? No, you don't. Okay, so item. Fill my belly, fill my hold of Scordite. Yep. I think with these clients, I think I can actually bump EvE. So I'm going to turn it to medium shader, medium texture. That black screened you? No. Or, well, yeah, it appeared it did, but that's okay. Maybe when I undock, it'll fix. Oh, yeah, it's just trying. Oh, no, I think it's chugging is why. It's, like, chugging. It's got to re-render. I don't think it can handle it. Yeah, it can't handle it. That's alright. We'll just go back to basics. Yeah, it's at least a playable frame rate. It's alright. People can see what's going on, and that's good enough, you know. The ship looks crappy, but I'm playing 3 games at once. In the summer, I'll get a video card, and it'll be better on a bit. It'll look better on a better video card. I'm out of fuel again, but I'm still up. It's good. All right, pressure is off. Pressure is off. Fucking sweet. I can just like focus on grinding all 3 games. It's fucking sweet. All right, so with this thing we go to the structure, refinery, dock.
Warp drive active.
What happens when I pop it just medium? Is that okay? No, it drops its frame rate really bad. That's okay. Doesn't even look that much better either. This is how EvE used to look. 20 years ago.
Docking request accepted.
It is 11 a.m. Let's go run the road. I don't have to worry about stone for a long time. Now it's all profit. Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing if I have a rope, and definitely need a bow. I do have rope, so we'll make a slew of compound bows, like 4 of them. Yep. And then we'll make we'll make some arrows. Yep, and then we'll leave you to craft. Nope. Nope. Alright, on dock. It sucks that I have to redo all of this, but that's okay. Now I know.
Warp drive active. Docking request accepted.
I am going to take the water part first. No. I'll run out the double barrel and then I'll repair it. Yep, now I'm like actually armed for zombies, so. Oh wow, there goes a double barrel and a bow. Okay, when it gets toxic, we leave. And that's how you stay positive. Let's switch over titles and stuff. Nice. I'm making money. Yeah! Woo! Doing pretty good. It's a good day. Get on the flies here. Get on the fly here, I mean. There we go. Yeah. More money. Reward. Ooh, yeah, claim all. Ooh, look, it's 21 million. And compressed feldspar order. Nice. Ooh, yeah, money. Let's go get some more money. Score die. So let's look at the opportunities again just to make sure. Compressed Veldspar. It's like 9% of target total. Cool, I got 10% of it. 241 what? I guess so. 241 compressed Or, oops, compressed, oh, gotta fire up the other game, but let's get auto swinging on a different mob. Now, let's see. Got a little WoW. We'll change our title. It was a good run today. Got a lot done. Hey, 4 viewers. Hi, guys. I love you. Hi. Okay, and then, yeah, and we'll switch up and we'll go back. Oh, yeah. Gonna make some money, I think. That'll be good. It's getting to be about dinner time, I think. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I should probably eat dinner. So, yep, compressed, concentrated, your active opportunities. We're looking for the corporation projects. $18 opportunities. Compressed pyroxeers, good. Oop, 53 million to be had. I see. Okay. Money? Ooh, light hide. Oh well. I was hoping for a little bit more than that. I forgot to post before I left. I like those. They're expensive, however. 7 gold, huh? What do I buy now? Nice. Oh, I was gonna look at necklaces, yeah. We should always be looking at necklaces to see if the prices are up and down. Usable items. No, I mean, they're kind of getting lower, but it's not what I need, though. It'll be hard to get my hands on what I want. Okay, let's kill the EvE music, and I will load a video and cook my dinner and take a small break. Sorry, guys. I've been at about 7 hours and, got about 5 or, I don't know, 7 more. So I'm going to stop here about halfway through the shift, and we'll see what's going on in the world today. Oh, how about YouTube? And I will make something to eat. I don't know what I'm going to have, but make something to see what looks good. I'm really eating today. So yeah, the hauler, EvE mining seller guide. Let's watch the whole guide because I think it's very informative. It's good.
Once you get your materials off the belt, you need a way to sell your
Thank you, Loru, for the excellent content from my stream. I've liked and subbed to your channel.
wares. In this video, you'll get the fits, tips, and tricks to efficiently sell all your ore, gas, and beyond, so you can get back to playing the game. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. Loru here, digital advertiser, content creator, and EvE enjoyer. For the better part of 10 years now, we're talking mining hauling, compression, reprocessing, fits. Let's not waste another second. First ship is the Miasmos, or the Miasmos, I'm not really sure. This one is going to be transporting all of your mining focus needs with a mining hold at rank 5 of 63,000 M3, but it can only hold ore. This is raw ore straight off the belt, nothing reprocessed like that. The next ship is going to be the Cryos. Instead of holding raw asteroids, it can hold ice and minerals. Minerals are reprocessed crystals like titanium, pyrite, and other things. Both of these fits are going to be in the description, and they're extremely similar. The school of thought here is that since we do primarily our hauling in high sec, we're going to have a bunch of mobility focused low slots, a warp core stab to be sure that we get away safe, as well as some plus warp speed with the hyperspatial velocity optimizers. There is some slight tank on there, but it's just a bunch of Tech 1 stuff. The reality is with these base ships, these Tech 1 ships, if somebody's going to try to kill you, they're going to get you no matter what kind of tank you put on there. This is basically just to stop the low-hanging fruit from taking you out. You only get just shy of 10k effective HP from this fit, but you move a little bit faster. Both the fits for the Cryos and the miasmos are going to come in at just under 6.5 million ISK, with the miasmos being a little bit slower. 6.5 second line time, got a bigger booty. These ships are just what you start off, and you're going to move towards your Tech 2 hauler, specifically the deep space transport when you're doing a mining hauling, because Fleet Hangar is going to give you 60k M3 at rank 4. I don't have rank 5 yet, and 3900 M3 in the main cargo hold. Plus is extremely tanky. We have entire videos on the Ocketer and on the Viator, but it fits most, if not all, of the T2 haulers. Check out that video, just popped up in the corner for you. Only other ships that you're really going to be using for this kind of thing are going to be your freighters. The freighters are going to have massive amounts of storage. Obelisk here has 440,000
Sorry about that, I
M3.
put
This
something in
is
the
8
microwave.
times the amount that the Ocketer has as a base. This is going to transport all the things you need, but again, it takes a lot of skills to get there. Right now, I think it's going to take me 30 days just to get this one ship. I have other things training. Thank you very much. Now that we've talked about the fits you're going to use in order to transport your ore, let's talk about how and where you're going to be selling your ore. Obviously, you can sell it in the station you're in, or you can go to market. But if you're a brand new player, you're going to want to sell the raw ore itself. Your skills aren't going to be there in order to actually get the good reprocessing yield, so just sell the raw ore. If your skills are decent, however, you're going to sell the reprocessed materials. You can see here I have 71% efficiency, up from the base of 50%. This is using my reprocessing efficiency skills. We also have, I believe this is Veldspar. We also have Veldspar specific efficiency reprocessing skills. And we also have a bean counter reprocessing augment. So skills and augments are going to let you get more materials out of reprocessing your ore. When you have high enough skills, this is what you're going to be selling, not the raw ore itself. You'll get more bang for your buck the more skills and the more augments you have. Let's talk a little bit more about reprocessing while we're on the subject. You're going to notice when I click on this compressed concentrated Veldspar that it's going to show 122.4 weight in this corner. You can see it change right there. That's how much this 0.12 million units weighs, is 122. If I reprocess this into trit, into 0.37 million trit, it goes from 123 M3 to 3,600 M3. It goes up way more. Even though I'm going to be selling the trit in this case, not the raw ore, it still weighs a lot more once I reprocess it. This means I want to reprocess specifically this ore at market and within reason, not back at my home base. Now the kicker is, you'll notice this cost me 0 ISK to reprocess. That is because I have really good reputation with the corporation that owns this station. As you move up in the ranks of whatever that NPC org that you're trying to rank up with is, you're going to get less and less reprocessing fees. This is one of those nice to haves that's going to save you a lot of money long term, and is something you should go after very quickly when you start a new character. If you don't have a lot of rep with a certain faction, I recommend mission running. You can even do mining missions if you find the right agent. This interaction where the compressed ore is less than the reprocessed mats is not always the case. If you check out ice can also be compressed. And I try to reprocess this, you'll see that the compressed ice is 2200 versus the reprocessed materials are all going to be only 889. I always reprocess my compressed ice in my home base station, but I reprocess my ore at market. This is going to minimize the trips I have to do back and forth while still letting me sell the best materials for the best amounts of ISK. Let's start talking about compression actually, because you're never ever going to want to take raw ore, raw ice, raw gas even, and move it to the market and then sell it as is. You're never going to want to do that. It's going to take way too many trips. It's way too heavy. How do you find compression if you're a new player? Well, you're going to go up into your EdenCom and you're going to find the structure browser. The structure browser is going to show you all structures that are owned by players in the region. Once you have the structure browser open, you're going to specifically go to the service filter and find structures that have the reprocessing plan enabled. If they have a reprocessing plant, you can compress at that station. Now, veteran players know you can actually compress in space your ore and ice and gas, whatever it may be, yourself. Enter in the porpoise. The porpoise is going to compress your ore and your gas, and your orca is going to compress everything else. We have fit videos for both the porpoise and the orca coming out, so sub for those. Once you're in space with the porpoise or orca in your fleet, you're going to right click on the porpoise or the orca and use fleet hangar. You're going to deposit your ore into the fleet hangar. The porpoise can then compress that ore, ice, gas, whatever it may be, put it into the porpoise's mining mining holds
request
the Porpoise has with
accepted.
my skills on my alt right here, 60,000 M3, plenty to store all the compressed things that you would mine. Typically what I'll do is I'll compress everything in space and leave it on the Porpoise or the Orca. Once I'm back in station, I'm going to take that ore from my mining hold, put it into my item hanger, contract it to my main character, and then accept the contract on my main. This is actually one of the reasons why I highly recommend, if you're a working adult, 2 accounts are really optimal for what you're trying to do with EvE. Your main account can be your miner and your second account can be your booster / compressor. And really, this is so important to be able to compress your own stuff that it's worth aiming at. And if you're a new player, hear me, this is one of the #1 things that's going to make you money as a miner once you get a Porpoise and an Orca. Once you take your stuff to market, you are not, and I mean not, going to right click your stuff and press sell this item and press sell. No, 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 no. You are absolutely going to get swindled here. You are not making a lot of money and it is not going to help you, especially if you're a new player. Let me explain. If we right click this and press view market details, you're going to see sell orders and buy orders. Now, if you're a veteran EvE player, you know this, but stick with me. If you right click and press sell and go to immediate, you are going to fulfill one of these buy orders down here. These are not necessarily guaranteed to be competitive pricing. You can see we have various prices here that go up to 4.41, but the ones that are in Jitta, the lowest one that I can see, is actually 4.42, whereas this one is 4.34. That's not a lot when it comes to trits, but over millions of trits as you keep mining, this is a lot of money. So what you're going to do is you're going to right click whatever you're trying to sell, view market details. You're going to see where the prices are for the station you're in, roughly speaking. You're then going to sell the item, go to many months, 3 months. I typically do 3 months, and you're going to put it at a competitive price. I see 4.42 is the lowest inside of Jitta itself. So I'm going to do 4.41. No reason to undercut for anything less than what is minimally required. You then press sell. Now you don't get money yet. Obviously, you have to wait for this to fulfill, but this is going to give you more money long term. If you're a newer player, what you can do is you can divide your materials into half. You can sell half of your mats right now, immediately today, and get less money overall, but you get money today, and then take the other half and sell it later. More money later down the line. The more you do that, the more ISK you're going to be able to play with. And that's going to do it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed. You're going to see a bunch of EvE-focused videos pop up in just a moment. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. You know what to do. Thank you again for the support recently, and we'll see you in the next video.
Welcome to the Bank of Stormwind. We offer financial accounts and safety deposit boxes for valuable items. Do you already have an account with us, ma'am?
No one's ever stolen anything out of here. Not in the whole history of the whole history.
Oh, wow, I had it the whole time, I guess. Doesn't make sense to me. Rainwood's cleansing, blackwood green, blackwood fruit. Attacked elemental bracers for Ashen Veil, defining scroll, and Chitrels. Nope. So, what else is going on? Let's go see. ESO's biggest problem is only getting worse. Let's see what he has to say.
The Elder Scrolls Online was
thank you, Mr. Hack the Minotaur. I have liked and subbed to your channel. Thank you for your extra content for the stream. 129, 43,000, 1.8.
making 2024 the 10-year anniversary of the game's launch, at least on PC, which is a huge milestone. Getting here has been quite a journey, but after a rough start, ESO has performed consistently well over time, making it one of the most popular MMOs available today. But even with its popularity and its consistency, no one is talking about this huge problem, which is affecting player enjoyment and progression, and this is an even bigger problem for more experienced players and MMO veterans. Now, in this video, I'll dive into exactly what this problem is and how it can be fixed to help refresh this game moving into year 10 and beyond. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. HTM here. If you don't know me, I cover MMOs and RPGs right here on YouTube, but my bigger focus over the past 5 years or so has definitely been the Elder Scrolls Online. Even though the game has its problems like any other game does, especially those in the MMO space, ESO is still a very good game at its core. If you've never played it before, I did a full overview here in this video, which I'll link down below if you want to get a good idea of where the game is now heading into the new year. Now, let me start by saying that 2023 was probably one of the best years for ESO in its entire history, both in terms of content and game updates. I mean, for one thing, 2023 saw the launch of ESO's 7th class, the new Arcanist class, which was extremely well done and a welcome surprise for the game, which was starting to show its age. Now, the Arcanist to me is the perfect class for a game like The Elder Scrolls Online. On the one hand, it is extremely easy to pick up and very user-friendly, meaning that new players who've never experienced ESO before could drop in on the Arcanist and immediately feel powerful. Its core abilities like the Fate Carver Beam are just god tier for most forms of content, and the class toolkit makes sense and synergizes really well, while also looking and sounding amazing. By the way, huge props to the art, animation, and sound design teams on this one, good. Because the Arcanist design is just fantastic. But also for experienced players like myself, the class had just enough depth with new mechanics like the Crux system, which included unique ways to build and spend this new resource to make the gameplay feel really fresh and interesting. So all in all, the Arcanist class for ESO was a huge win for the game, and I know it brought plenty of new players and new interest in 2023. But that's not all. 2023 also saw some really amazing zones get added to the game, including the Telvanni Peninsula and one of my all-time favorite additions to ESO, the Daedric Plain of Apocrypha, which is just such an achievement aesthetically. I did an entire video on this actually when it first came out, because I was honestly floored by the level of detail and the overall experience this new zone brought to the game. The Necrom storyline was also very good and sets up a bigger story arc, which I'm sure we're going to see play out over 2024, maybe even beyond that. If you have not played Necrom yet, I won't spoil anything here other than to say that ESO has done something completely new with the Elder Scrolls lore, which is pretty exciting, and you should definitely check it out. Of course, ESO also invested significant time into bug fixes and quality of life improvements in Q3 of 2023, which I hope they continue to do moving forward, as I think that's also very positive for the game, and it's something the community has been asking for a long time. But I also want to talk about ESO's biggest win in 2023, which it turns out also showcases its biggest problem heading into 2024 and beyond, and that is the Infinite Archive. Now, at face value, the Infinite Archive is actually really well-designed content for the Elder Scrolls Online. First of all, it's completely free for all players. It's not a DLC, it's not a chapter, it's not going to be found in the Crown Store. It's just free-to-play content, which is amazing. Awesome. I actually hope that ESO continues to go down this road of free, replayable content to expand on what's already available in the game, moving into 2024 and beyond. I think this is really great. I also appreciate that it doesn't take,
like
free content, Tom. You like free content, you do well in the Infinite Archive.
I'm surprised.
Yes, you can enter with a second player. And if both of you and your friend are good at ESO and you have the right build, you'll be able to progress really far. But they also made it so that solo players can enter the Infinite Archive as well, or you can play solo with a companion, and either way, you can still progress, you can have fun, and still earn rewards. I'm also a big fan of how they set up the Infinite Archive itself into this roguelike experience, similar to other recent games like Hades, for example, where your goal is basically just to progress as far as possible without losing all your lives. You also have to improve your character throughout with various buffs and power-ups along the way.
Sounds like
the Infinite Archive version of those buffs, called Visions and Verses, I think is also done pretty well as a system overall, as it mixes in a bit of randomness and excitement into each run. But I think honestly we probably will see a bit more balancing coming to certain visions in the future, as they're just ultra powerful. So don't get me wrong, I really like what ESO did with the Infinite Archive. It's the content that I'm playing right now in ESO the most, actually, but there is still one crucial aspect that I think misses the mark, which leads to this much bigger problem we need to talk about, and that is
I will say, look, I will show you, you can see what this problem is. What in the fuck is all of that shit, and do you need it? Do you need all that?
You see, when the Infinite Archive was...
This is ridiculous. It's like 45 buffs. It's ridic. What do you... I don't care if you're in a raid or in whatever. It's just... I mean, I guess WoW gets like this too. You get like 45 buffs, I suppose. But I mean, putting it all on the screen at the same time.
Players...
It's not a good look. It looks like you've queued up 36 abilities and they're all kind of ticking.
We were told that the rewards for beating it would be something completely new to ESO, something called class sets. Now, I don't know about you, but just that name itself, class sets, to me has a certain meaning or expectation in the world of MMOs. I mean, to me,
BRB.
class sets or class weapons, based on what I've seen in other games, should be better than the typical
Sorry guys, I'm
weapons
just
and armor
pausing
that
to
you
eat
can
my,
get
my
from normal
single meal.
activities. So
Sorry.
they should be special. In fact, going
I only
way back
eat
to
usually
older
about one
MMOs
meal
like
a day,
EverQuest,
maybe
for
two.
example,
And,
class weapons were
so
some
I'm
of the
eating
most
my 1 meal
powerful
a day.
items you
I'll
could
be
get
right back.
in the game, and they actually altered the way you played your class in significant and meaningful ways. Now, the problem though with ESO's version of class sets is that they're not particularly better than anything that we already have access to in the game, and in some cases they're actually worse, which I think is a huge missed opportunity in more ways than one. I'm going to get deep into this, so stay with me here. First, let's break down those class sets and explain why they are such a big problem, not just for the Infinite Archive, but for the overall progression of ESO. Now, the most obvious reason why the new class sets are not great is due to the bonus of the item sets themselves. As I mentioned, generally these new bonuses are not that special, and in most cases you wouldn't decide to use these sets over the current gear that you're already wearing. Arguably the best class set bonus belongs to the Dragon Knight class set, which gives you on-demand access to major heroism, plus a new buff that boosts your healing and your damage shields. So this is not bad, and I could see some players replacing one of their current 5-piece sets to use this bonus, depending on specific content. Now there's a Necromancer class set called Nobility in Decay. This is also pretty interesting, and I think more closely meets the expectations of a quote class set by giving you an alternate or unique way to play the class. In this case, the Necromancer set can treat you as an extra corpse, letting you more easily cast corpse-consuming abilities like Mystic Siphon or Detonating Siphon. So this is good in the sense that it expands on what your class can already do, and it can give you new options. But is it really good enough for you to replace one of the two main 5-piece sets that you're currently using? In most cases, I don't think so. And again, this illustrates one of the main problems with class sets, which is even those that are somewhat unique still require you to remove the best bonuses from the other sets that you're currently wearing. Basically, you have to give up something to get this extra, special class set or specialization, but there is a way that ESO could have solved this and made it better pretty easily, which I'm going to talk about next. But other class sets like the Nightblade set, for example, really don't do anything interesting at all. In this case, only increasing the damage and healing of a few skills that not every Nightblade build is going to use anyway. Now, I do like the fact that the ESO dev team decided that each class set would focus on one particular skill line. So this particular set, Soul Cleaver, buffs all of your siphoning skills as a Nightblade. This does meet the concept of what a class set should do, I think. Plus, it also leaves room for future class sets, so eventually, we'll have a Nightblade Assassination focused set and a Nightblade Shadow set. But again, the bonuses that we're seeing on these sets are not good enough to force you to drop a better set, like let's say Order's Wrath, which buffs all of your offensive abilities, or even less popular sets like Forest Wraith, which actually buffs all of your class skills, not just one specific skill line, and already exists in the game. But the main problem I see isn't that the new class sets are not good enough. The bigger problem for ESO is its itemization structure. Specifically that we have way too many 5-piece sets to choose from, and that characters can only wear 2 bonuses at a time, which is extremely limiting. So let's talk about sets for a minute in ESO. I think at this point the game has something like 400 or more sets, and that is a lot. Not only is this extremely overwhelming for new players, but for experienced players it's not a great experience either, because we know that only a handful of these sets are really actually worth getting. For example, I have dozens and dozens of builds and different options posted on my website, hacktheminotaur.com, but all of those builds use maybe 15 to 20 different sets in total. And yeah, I can try to make builds using other sets, but they just won't be as good because the majority of those sets are not that good themselves. So the majority of those 400 plus sets you'll never bother using because a small number of the sets are just significantly better than all the rest. And in this current system, it's nearly impossible to introduce something special, like quote class sets, because they will either be extremely overpowered and every class is going to use their class set and nothing else, or they will actually be underpowered, which I believe is what's happening here with—
I don't care. I'm sorry. I don't care. I'm terribly sorry. It's not my game, so. But I stopped in and I paid attention, didn't I? I was a good boy. I came in and I paid attention, and I came to see what woes the ESO. What woes the ESOs? What woes the ESOs? What woes the ESOs? What's woes the ESOs? What woes? Whoa. What woes the ESOs? 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 Okay, so now we leave. After spending some money on some potions. Where do we go? I suppose I will finish out questing wetlands. And we will... Oops, where am I in EVE? Oh, there we go. Yeah, where am I right now? Oh, I'm in the right place. So, compress. Compress. Yeah. Compress. No, wait. I guess that's how that works, right? Yeah, I guess so. I'm just thinking. There we go. There we go. I was just thinking about it. I was like, yeah. That was so good.
These great beasts know paths that you can't find on foot. They'll get you there fast and maybe show you something new at the same time.
Do it. Iceberg.
Hello,
Oh, hey, a new Kira.
I'm Kira, and today I'm.
Oh, I would prefer to see that, though. I'll come back to it in a minute. Well, let's see this. Why people are freaking out about Gypsy Rose Blanchard, the Flying Felon, and more. Okay.
Beautiful bastard.
Thank you, Philip DeFranco, for the excellent content from my stream. I've liked this up to your channel.
You're watching the second Philip DeFranco show of 2024. We've got a lot of news to talk about today with this concerning Gypsy Rose Blanchard situation. A lot of people panic. The truth around that viral flying felon video. And ultra-Orthodox Jewish groups taking on the NYPD over secret tunnels in New York. And then there's even more, so buckle up, hit that like button, and let's just jump into it. And the first thing we need to talk about today is this Gypsy Rose Blanchard situation. Right, Gypsy says that she never wanted to be famous, but a recent release from prison has made her one of the biggest stars on the internet. Like, it felt like everything on the internet was either Gypsy Rose or Cat Williams related for a little bit. You know, with the Gypsy Rose situation, of course, it's important to remind everyone like how everything started. You know, she's the victim of a form of abuse known as Munchausen syndrome by proxy. Her mom, when she was at a very, very young age, convinced her that she suffered from a variety of health disorders, even pulling her out of school to undergo serious procedures, forcing her to use a wheelchair, shaving her head, even though Gypsy was actually totally fine. And that continued until Gypsy was in her 20s. She started catching on to some of her mom's manipulation. She was like aware that she could walk. And then she met a guy on a dating site website, and that escalated to her planning her escape and deciding to murder her mom. And so one night, Gypsy let this boyfriend into the house and he stabbed her mom to death. And while he was sentenced to life and they're no longer together, Gypsy Rose pled guilty to her role in the crime and was sentenced to only 10 years in prison. But she ended up only having to serve 8 of those years after being released around 2 weeks ago. Though you've already probably been to a varying degree kind of familiar with this situation, because it was an incredibly high-profile one. It got big media coverage. There were major
did your
TV
boyfriend kill your mother?
So when she got released from prison, there was a major media frenzy. And ahead of getting out, she told People magazine that she wishes that the murder actually never happened, explaining, "I was desperate to get out of that situation. Nobody will ever hear me say I'm glad she's dead or I'm proud of what I did. I regret it every single day." Though in general, the public has been very much on her side. Because the abuse was so insane and severe, a lot of people have sympathy for it, which is also why the spectacle and reaction to this has been so massive. Like, every media outlet wanted in on this. But she's already made appearances on Good Morning America, Entertainment Tonight, The View, The Cover of People. She's been on podcasts. She's everywhere. The only thing I haven't seen is her popping on Rogan to talk about elk meat and DMT. And all of this is very much expected to continue. You know, a lot of this appears to be connected to, an ebook and a Lifetime documentary just being released, both of which have had press tours and have come up during those interviews. So, with this huge cultural fascination around her, you have people putting out think pieces like Slate, writing Gypsy Rose is charming, she's cute, she's funny, and she's currently living one of the most unique lives on planet Earth. And I'm going out on a limb here, I don't think she's ever going to assist in a murder ever again. America is home to so many disreputable scammers who find a second life on social media like Anna Delvey and O.J. Simpson. Gypsy Rose, meanwhile, is a million times more sympathetic than all those low lives, and she should be allowed to enjoy the fruits of her fame. But this is others are a bit more concerned, because as interview clips of her are going viral on TikToks or other posts asking things like,
"Watching that happen has truly been like watching a dystopian movie. I kind of feel like we should just leave her alone, but she also doesn't want to be left alone. But also I'm like, maybe she doesn't really know what she wants. It's just weird. I just feel like people are going to be going after her like vultures."
Though there is no doubt that people care and are interested. Gypsy now having 8 million followers on Instagram, another 9 million on TikTok. Between her social media posts and her interviews, the public has been learning everything about her. From her thoughts on her time in prison to her favorite Taylor Swift era. Then you get details on her getting married while she's in prison, then multiple stories about her sex life. And so with this, you have a lot of people noting that this is a pretty big whirlwind for someone who just got out of prison barely 2 weeks ago. Are people concerned and saying, this feels like a lot for a girl who presumably has a lot of childhood trauma to unpack, while not only having to adapt to the real world after years of prison, but the unreal world of internet fame. But right now, she does appear to be rolling with it.
I don't even comprehend it at this point, because for me, I'm just
nice, level 40.
Another face in the crowd. So when I came out of prison, I didn't expect this giant wave of social media. I'm posting selfies just like the next person would, or the next person, not thinking anything of it, and before I know it, it has 2 million views. It's an adjustment.
Though again, you have many concerned about the situation and Gypsy herself. One, because the public is a fickle bitch. They'll all be on your side for one moment and then completely switch. And two, you have people like Mark Feldman, a psychiatrist and expert on Munchausen by proxy, telling Insider, "Nobody really seems to be asking the question of what is best psychologically for Gypsy, and I wish more people would." And adding, while she hasn't done anything to curtail this fame, he can't fault her for capitalizing on it either, saying Gypsy is looking to become financially secure and to have her reputation redeemed. And adding, I think there's probably going to be a lot of pressure on her to accept every media opportunity and stay very involved with social media, because not only does she need to make money, but there are people around her who want to make money off her. But also adding here, this can come with limitations, arguing she has little education and no evident job skills, and I don't blame her for seeking money for her story, but I hope that she isn't surprised or upset when interest fades, as it eventually will. And then going on to say that any publicist that she is working with right now, they do not have her best interests at heart in the long run. You even have people like Patricia Arquette, who played Gypsy's mom in a Hulu series, concerned about her social media rise, telling People, "I think from someone who had a very specific, difficult childhood to come into this age of Instagram craziness, TikTok, I don't know. I hope it's not too much, and I hope people are gentle on her, and I hope she enjoys her freedom." With this situation, I would love to know where you land on this. What are your thoughts on Gypsy's rise to fame since her release? Are you concerned for her as well, or do you think the concerns are overblown? Or really any thoughts on the situation? Because I know there are a number of different conversations that are happening right now. Are you happy about
Bless the victims of the madness of this world.
disgusted by it? Any and all thoughts? I'd love to hear from you, the whys and why nots, please. And then I'd like you to meet Deobra Redden. But many of you might actually already know him. You've just seen him from this moment and angle.
In accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada, this court...
Oh! God damn it. Oh my God, she had to run for cover. Oh my God, the clerk tackled him. No fucking shot. The flying felon.
Redding. But many of you might actually already know him. You've just seen him from this moment and angle.
In accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada, this court...
Nah, fuck that, bitch. You can't be running the system on me. I'll fucking kill you. Hey. Hey. Oh, yeah. Now, so that guy kind of put... So notice that it was bad enough that there was the flying felon, or whatever you want to call this guy, the inmate. But also this guy, while a hero, also put like another 250 pounds of weight on top of her. And I would have been worried about crush syndrome here, because the man himself was big enough. You add in on top of it, that woman will get her goddamn lungs smushed. And I saw something here, a hero moment, where this guy tackles him. Look at his eyes. He sees the recognition. He knows he's gonna do something. Whoa. Now you went down and you could have crushed her. Fucking crushed her. And I know I'm being like really critical of a hero, but I would have been a little bit more careful here. You were like, you basically used her as like a dog pile, and I would have been a lot more careful here. One guy's enough. You don't want to add to it. You want to get him off her right away. Yeah, get off her, asshole. Nope. Get your arms around him, chokehold him.
Superman impersonation, he has been dubbed the Flying Felon. But then when looking into the full story, it's a pretty intense one. Because
oh no, was the judge super fucking crooked? Let's see. We don't know what it is yet. But we know that, we know that he's gonna have a reason. We just don't know what it is. What's the reason? Well, I mean, what could it be? Finger on the scale. My guess is finger on the scale. You'll know what I mean when it's done. Finger on the scale is my guess. Let's see.
District Judge Mary Kay Holthus was that he was facing prison time for beating someone with a baseball bat last year, just his latest charge on an extensive rap sheet. And while Diobra was pleading guilty, he asked the judge to not send him to prison, saying, "Hey, I'm going to be honest with you, Judge. My violent past is behind me." And he described himself as, quote, "a person who never stops trying to do the right thing no matter how hard it is." But when the judge was like, "Beautiful story, still sending you to prison," the hard thing that he decided to do was to jump the judge. And you might not have been able to tell from that angle, but he ended up slamming her head into the wall.
Yeah, and the Clark came down, raining down on top of them, which was really dangerous, almost as much, like, really. But you got to think about it. The felon just went to tackle her. You go to tackle the felon while he's on top of her. Isn't that basically like already like fucking basically 400, 500 pounds crushing that woman's chest? He should have been a little more careful. I'm not saying he shouldn't have gotten involved. I'm saying step in and pull the guy off her. Don't go flying on top of him. I'm surprised they didn't kill her.
He also pulled out.
It was almost like on top of the guy she was already dealing with, diving on top of her. Then some other guy dived on top of him, and that I understand that you're trying to help, but that could have crushed her lungs. You got to think about stuff before you do it. Fuck, I should jump on him, but it'll crush her, you know. Yep, and like you got to think about it. Because you just like, man, if she got really, really hurt, it might be because of you. It might be because you put another 250 pounds of already crazy torque pressure on her. Somebody already just dived on her, and then you dive on top of him. You aren't scared of crushing her.
He also punched a corrections officer. The court reporter wound up with several cuts on his hand. And then, while trying to stop the guy, the marshal in the courtroom dislocated his shoulder. Also ended up with a head wound needing 25 stitches. And reportedly, after he got arrested,
yeah, stop that guy.
Diobra said that the judge was evil, saying she had it out for him, and then apologized to the marshal, saying, "I'm sorry you guys had to see that." So as expected, things immediately went bad for Diobra. The first thing is, at that time, he was actually out of custody while awaiting sentencing. But because of this impromptu, unofficial
$54,000 bail
jump record, he was re-jailed with a bail of $54,000. Then yesterday, they gave Diobra the Hannibal Lecter treatment, brought him back into court. The judge then sentencing him to 19 to 48 months from the previous case with the baseball bat. His rodeo ain't over, because he's also now facing new charges, including extortion and coercion.
Why did you do this? You want to just tack on another 2 to 5 years? You think you're gonna fly in the face of Sauron and sock it in the eye and kill it by yourself? Trust me, one does just not simply stroll into Mordor or whatever fucking meme. You know what I'm saying? One does not simply stroll into Mordor and sock the fucking eye in the face. How many times did we try that? How well did that go? Look at the first 3 movies. Well, I mean, look at the Hobbit movies. I mean, the necromancer in the castle, you don't go to the castle and try and sock him in the face. You bring an army in there of like crazy things that he can't fight. That's what you do when it's that bad. When the judge has you like this, you adjourn to the fucking prison cell and you plan like Anthony Hopkins in that movie, whatever it is, like Fractured or something like that. I forget the name of it. It's like really good, Stainless or something. I forget the fucking name of it, but and you think of a better way out of it than trying to sock the eye in the face, because all that's gonna do is summon down all the orcs in Mordor to break your back or whatever. You're lucky they did not break your back for doing this. They easily would have been in their rights to do so. That guy could have easily just started kicking you in the back and not a fucking jury in the world would have convicted him, because you just flew, like he could have just stomped your spine until it broke. He easily could have done that. That's what I'm scared of when you go up and try and sock the eye in the fucking face. I had somebody break my ribs on a citizen arrest, much less like, you know, like this shit. You think you think you can take these people on without like, you know, a small army? I don't think so. And so, like, I don't know. I guess, in my opinion, the reason that they do this stuff is because when they go walking in the fucking the gen pop again, everybody knows what they did. Fly right in the face of the fucking judge. Imagine if he's willing to fly in the face of the judge, what's he willing to do to you? And he'll be like a criminal fucking, he'll be criminal royalty. And that's just weird. The whole thing's so fucking weird. The world's so weird. Sick Sad World. Sick Sad World, you know? Sick Sad World. Now, next on Sick Sad World. Like from Daria. Oh my god.
With force, battery on a protected person, and, as of yesterday, attempted murder of an older person, which according to Nevada state law, if he's found guilty just of that last charge, it could mean up to 40 years in prison. And his defense isn't looking strong there, because when he was being searched, he reportedly said that he just had a bad day and was trying to kill the judge.
I mean, yeah, he just said it. He was just outright said it. Yeah, I was trying to kill the judge. I don't know, man. I was just so angry. I had a bad day. You're trying to fucking run me up against the wall again. I can understand the rage towards them. I can understand every bit of it. I would fly in the face of the judge too if I thought it would do anything. Now I think this man might need like an entire different approach of like psychiatric care. And maybe he doesn't belong in the fucking prison. Maybe he belongs in the state mental hospital. Because, I look at that and I don't know. I don't know what the court's definition of crazy is. I see somebody taking a flying leap at a female judge. And like an attempt to break her neck or something like that. I don't really, I don't know. Like, at what, you know, at what point do you say that person's crazy? You know, I'm sorry, like he needs the insanity. Is that insanity defense at that point? I mean, like, to me, taking a running leap at a judge is about as crazy as rubbing shit on the walls, you know? What's going to happen there? He was so lucky they didn't break a whole bunch of his bones. Just tackling him and pounding on him, you know? Trying to get him to submit. They treated him so civilly.
Situation so much worse for himself. And while most everyone has kind of just dunked on this guy, there's also now been a separate aspect of the story that's been getting some traction.
There's like gotta be some reason that he be this fucking crazy angry, that he just lost all of it and when like blind rage rushed to judge. What's the story here? There's gonna be something else here. Reminds me of Mike Ehrman trial. What's the story here? You know, like, you know, it's like, yeah, like there's gonna be something wrong here. We don't know what it is. Now, I screwed up Divine Seal. Gotta fix that. Divine Seal. There we go. Divine Seal me. Divine Seal me. Why won't you heal? There you go. I like when the heals actually feel like they do something. It's awesome. Okay, so now we turn in, and I'm gonna go over there.
Ah, well done, adventurer. Accept this as payment for fulfillment of your contract with the Merchant Marines. Not long ago, a merchant vessel, the Blind Princess, was raided by Murlocs. Although the ship escaped intact, much of its cargo was dragged overboard by the creatures, including a very valuable statuette of Tyrannus Menethil. We want that statuette recovered. Search the coastal Murloc hovels for crates, barrels, and other evidence of lost cargo. Find the Menethil statuette and return it to me.
That's his family coming out and saying, hey, he's been diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. And specifically, his foster mom saying, no disrespect, we're not denying what he did, but adding that he just snapped and it's a chemical imbalance. And saying, I don't think sending him to prison will help. Though this is, you have people pushing back saying, hey, court records indicate that he was found fit to stand trial. And then there's more news we got to talk about today after I take a second to pay some bills. Because, you know, I just spent time back east over the break. You know, the big thing is when I leave the SoCal bubble, you end up getting reminded, oh, that's right, people have weather and sometimes it's unpredictable. Especially back east this time. time of year. You know, there are days that you head out and you don't know what the weather's gonna be like at the end of the day, which means I need something that's gonna look good throughout the day, but also be able to withstand the weather. Especially because I like to travel light. I want to bring multiple pairs, right? I need something easy, functional, but also looked good. And so I want to give a huge thanks to our fantastic partner, Vessi, because they make great looking shoes that I can wear in any weather. And the only shoes I brought with me this time were my Vessis. When I was walking around the city, rain or shine, I knew I was gonna be okay, and I could still wear those same shoes to a nice restaurant later. Or my Vessi Alta high tops, get my feet warm and dry, looking good. And all Vessis look great, right? They come in light and dark colorways, they're super comfortable, keeping your feet dry, fit your foot like a sock. And you know, it's a new year, so go get yourself a new pair of sneakers. Just go to vessi.com/DeFranco to get 15% off your first order. That's vessi.com/DeFranco. Get them now while they still have your size. And then we've got to talk about this craziness involving ultra-Orthodox Jews, secret tunnels, and the NYPD. Because as it turns out, in the middle of one of the biggest cities in the world, you got these secret tunnels. And specifically, the group that we're talking about is the Chabad Lubavitch community, which is actually the largest Hasidic group of Jews in the world. And also, what we've seen online is this whole tunnel situation leading to many, many conspiracy theories online. Unsurprisingly, many of them just anti-Semitic in general. But the reality here appears to be far simpler, right? A subsect of Chabad was just trying to connect with their main synagogue to a closed-down Jewish bathhouse for women in order to expand it. And the tunnel was actually discovered late last year when you had neighbors saying, hey, I hear weird sounds coming from the ground. And city plumbing crews laying new lines discovered it. So obviously, the authorities not thrilled. Or there's a lot of reasons not to be pumped about a secret tunnel underneath the city and buildings. The first being their concerns that it could destabilize the buildings above it, which is one of the reasons you had construction crews there to try to fill in the tunnel. A situation that was then made worse because of members of the Chabad movement. They started acting out, they started messing with the concrete pouring equipment. Some of their people even decided to make their way into the tunnels to try and stop the crews from doing their work. Then the police eventually having to be called in, which is when they then clashed with young men both inside and outside of the building. That then leading to arrests, though it's not clear how many exactly. We do know that at least 10 got criminal.
I feel like this isn't the America that they fought for. And it's quite sad. I don't think this is the freedom they believed it was. I don't think this is freedom anymore. Used to be, you want to do something, do something. Now it's like everybody's in court. You know, it's weird.
It appears that construction crews have been able to get back to work. But this whole thing...
I mean, if everybody just does something, then, you know, it gets back, you know... Yeah, I mean, it gets really bad.
Your skill has increased.
Really fast, but...
because it's been very polarizing in the greater Chabad community. Online, we've seen some support the students who were trying to stop the police, but we've also seen leaders far less enthusiastic about their actions, with one rabbi saying, we have a group of people not appointed by anyone take the reign and control of the holy shul of 770, then going on to urge all Jewish people to condemn the destructive students for so-called defacing the synagogue. And if you've seen any footage from the scene, it's clear that defacing might be understating it. Right beyond the tunnel, these young Jewish men were doing things like tearing down wood paneling, destroying bricks, and throwing pews around in anger. Though notably, those actions were also noticed by the chairman of the Chabad movement. His building's right above the synagogue, and he said in a statement, the Chabad community is pained by the vandalism of a group of young agitators who damaged the synagogue below the Chabad headquarters, and adding these odious actions will be investigated and the sanctity of the synagogue will be restored. Our thanks to the NYPD for their professionalism and sensitivity. Other members of the organization even calling the young men extremists, although at the same time sympathizing with their desire to get a hold of the bathhouse, because the movement has apparently been trying to get rights to it for years at court. But all of this is still developing. There are a number of questions that hopefully we'll have answers to soon. Things like, will there be more charges for actually building the tunnels? How did the leadership actually have no idea that this happened, even though it's literally right under them? But for now, we'll wait to see how this plays out. And then there's an anti-homeless campaign playing out in Montana right now, and it's gotten insane. Like, if there was a nationwide contest, let's come up with the worst idea to solve homelessness, Kalispell, Montana might take gold. You know, because in recent years, we've seen a lot of places across the country struggling to take in a large unhoused population. Federal data last month showing that homelessness has actually reached a record high of more than 650,000 people, which by itself is already a big number, but that's 12% higher than a year ago. Like, y'all, the last time the numbers were this high was the Great Recession of 2007, when the housing people problem was that the literal housing market had crashed. But this time we're seeing it's due to a number of factors: rising house costs, the opioid epidemic, the expiration of pandemic welfare measures. But then also, if you talk about small and mid-sized communities, they've been hit especially hard because of an invasion of remote workers, right? Lifetime or long-time city people escaping being cooped up in the city, trying to be away from the virus, have a close proximity to nature. nature. The scenic mountains of northwestern Montana, very popular. You got lakes, forests, ski slopes. Even saying it out loud right now, I feel like I'm convincing myself. But you know, then we look to Kalispell. People start getting priced out of their homes, right? Housing costs skyrocketing. And this is another part of the situation is getting worse because there are funding cuts to mental illness and addiction services, as well as seeing the closure of long-term hotels, which are crucial for residents between more permanent housing slots. And in 2022, they had 319 homeless residents, second only to Missoula, which is 325. Though if I left you there, that's just kind of misleading and minimizing about how bad things are in Kalispell, because Missoula only had 6 more people despite their population being 3 times larger. And as far as how Kalispell has tried to deal with this situation, it's just been aggression. City leaders passing ordinance to punish people who give money or supplies to panhandlers. They also shut off water and electricity at a city park where a lot of homeless people are. And at the peak of all this, last January, all 3 county commissioners wrote an open letter warning residents to not enable homeless people, saying, make no mistake, it is a lifestyle choice for some. In fact, many of the homeless encountered in our parks, streets, and alleys consist of a progressive network community who have made the decision to reject help and live unmoored. It is our hope that our community will be unified in rejecting all things that empower the homeless lifestyle. And according to homeless people and advocates, that letter basically unleashes wave of vigilante violence against them. With people telling the outlet Flathead Beacon stories of people in cars running down homeless people in parking lots, lit firecrackers being tossed into cars we had sleeping people, teens harassing homeless tent encampments in the middle of the night. And you have situations like that of Christina Nelson. She's a 57-year-old lifelong Kalispell resident. She ended up homeless after a divorce a few years ago. You had her sharing stories of these groups of young people just pulling up to her and someone else, and they just pelted them with eggs. They yelled, "Go home, you lazy bastards." You also had a 62-year-old woman who said that she and her husband, who became homeless after they missed rent, they got shot by young people with paintball guns. And on a different night, you had a guy saying this aggressive crowd woke him from his tent. They punched him. They pointed a rope saying they wanted to tie him to a tree. But luckily, he ended up escaping. And he should consider himself lucky, because back in June, you had police officers finding a homeless man, 60-year-old Scott Bryan, lying behind a gas station, his head severely beat. And they later pronounced him dead at the hospital. And with this, a 19-year-old actually got charged for deliberate homicide. But at the same time, you have people saying, well, it's also the police themselves causing problems. With people pointing to last month where the police told a food kitchen that opens up in a park during the winter months that it needs to pay for a permit to remain open. The organizer then having to get the money from GoFundMe, just yet another hurdle. And this is, groups like this are especially needed now, and some people have had limbs amputated due to frostbite. The situation has gotten so bad that you have places like Flathead Warming Center, where they offer beds during the cold months. They're having to frequently turn people away because they just don't have enough room. And this is, that open letter last year, it blamed them for the increase in homelessness. I mean, with homeless people heard about it through smartphones and social media, and they just flocked to the city. But there you have the shelter's director saying 90% of those getting services in Kalispell have been in Montana for at least a year. And so for now, we'll have to wait to see what happens, because these aggressive tactics, right, it hasn't really affected the homeless population. It hasn't caused it to drop, and all we've kind of really seen is the city becoming more and more hostile. And while I won't act like I have all the solutions, it really does feel like we have swapped out the idea of there being some sort of social safety net with removing the net and replacing it with spikes. That is increasingly being viewed as a viable solution. But that is where I'm going to end today's show. As always, thank you for being a part of these daily dives
Docking
into the news.
request
Good to have you
accepted.
back. And just remember, my name's Philip DeFranco. You've just been filled in. I love yo faces, and I'll see you right back here tomorrow.
It was good.
Setting out one.
Thank you, Kira TV, for the excellent content for my channel. I'd like to sub to your channel.
A quest to play the absolute best cryptocurrency, Web3, NFT, blockchain, buzzword video games. And when I say absolute best, I'm going to try to find the ones that are good if they exist, because this is likely looking for a unicorn with 2 horns. Because let's be real, crypto games are utter garbage. So this video series will be called The Worst Crypto Game Ever, or something equally silly but true. Because in search for the best, I'm going to come face to face with the reality that there is no such thing as a good crypto game. Or maybe I'll be proven wrong. I guess you'll need to watch to find out. So, a little bit about me. I'm a lifelong gamer. I know how to find good games. You go to Steam, you search by current playing population, top sellers, user review scores on websites, and then you just choose whichever looks or sounds like it might tickle your fancy. Which we all probably take for granted as a concept, just how easy it is to find the best games in the world within minutes. You don't really ever have to worry about anything else. But this is where I ran into the first problem straight away, the first roadblock with finding Web3 games to play in the first place. There is no platform
Incoming tell.
that hosts these games that shows user numbers, so you can't see which games are being played. There is no platform that hosts these games that has reviews anybody could trust. There's no amount of Google searching or Twitter searching that I can do that isn't just full of shill posts. In development games that don't exist yet, or multiplayer games that claim to be the future that turn out to have precisely 0 players online and play like baby's first video game.
Incoming tell.
So even finding these games has been rough to say the least, and that's why this video is going to be split into 3 games that I tried instead of just one video for one game, at least for this first episode. The first one I tried, which almost made me give up on this entire video series idea, is called Grit. Grit is on the Epic Game Store, one of the many blockchain games that are there, hidden away like Harry Potter under the stairs, just waiting for Uncle Vernon to come in and hit them with the belt for making a little bit too much noise. Grit is apparently the ultimate Wild West battle royale, where there's more to winning than aiming true, according to them anyway. So I straddled my fastest steed, loaded up the game, and what do you know? It didn't work. I was met with this lovely error message about my failure to log into Gala, which is the cryptocurrency attached to Grit. We'll learn more about that later. I finally managed to figure out how to get beyond this bandit in the road, preventing me from reaching the gold rush that is Grit the game, and this is where I was met with a perfectly usable, albeit ugly user interface. I pressed play and waited for the fantastical thrill ride I was no doubt about to experience, and wow, what would you know? A match found, super fast. This game must be popping off. Who knew Web3 was hiding a gem like Grit with such a thriving player base? Just one small problem here. I was the only fucking person on the game, and why wouldn't I be? After all, the game looks and feels like any other indie developed battle royale without any charm, character or reason to stand out, except for one thing of course, the cryptocurrency. But since nobody's playing the game, is that a positive? Of course not. So this is where I decided to close out of that pathetic limp penis that is Grit the video game and open up the Gala Games website to look at how much money people are selling and buying items for, which is where I came face to face with the hilarious reality that I totally forgot I had an online argument with a Gala Games sponsored supporter about 18 months ago on YouTube, where he told me I'm an idiot for doubting Gala and that it would be the greatest video game platform ever, pioneering Web3 and, get this, killing Steam as a platform, which today, as I record this video, Steam just hit yet a new user milestone for users online. Well, first, how did I come face to face with this memory? I first remembered that Gala tokens were about 50 cents each when I was looking at this back in the day, and I saw these boxes Grit were selling for around 58,000 Gala tokens, which of course is fucking insane. So I looked up the Gala token price, and they're 2 cents each, down from an all-time high of 83 cents each, a net loss of 97.1% value. So it's a shame I don't get anything except half an erection by saying I told you so, but here you go, I fucking told you so. So now let's examine, at least in my brain, why Gala's fallen so hard. Well, very simply, it's because crypto gaming hasn't, and in my opinion, will likely never take off. And if they were to do so, it would not be off the back of companies like Gala, who were taking the throw every piece of human feces at the wall and see which one sticks approach to business. I mean, just look at their roster of games. None of these are the future of gaming. But anyway, back to Grit. According to this website, people had spent money on items for the game, which makes it all the more pathetically sad that there isn't anybody playing it. Because at least if there's one thing you can count on, is that sunk cost will keep people doing something even if they don't enjoy it. And sunk cost with money is definitely something people have with crypto games and gaming in general. But the fact nobody's playing this doesn't surprise me at all, considering the people who buy NFTs or crypto for these play-to-earn games are not gamers the vast majority of the time, because real gamers are playing real games that exist and not games that embody everything bad about gaming like microtransactions, but worse, since crypto games are essentially built around that as a concept instead of being a enjoyable product first. At least with a lot of games that have bad monetization, there's a game first and foremost you can enjoy, and then the monetization is also there. Whereas with a lot of crypto gaming, it seems like the crypto is first, and then maybe there's a game later, almost as if it's an afterthought as a vehicle purely to make money, which in most cases it is. So that's a lot of words to say that the core reason I believe crypto and NFTs in games will never work is that gamers want to play games, dollar store investors want to play investor and speculate on games that they will never play. Then if that game gets popular because of the game, then the people who own all the stuff are people who have no reason to sell other than to make money, and gamers won't spend that money to get that stuff because it will be too expensive. But that's getting off track. Let's move on, because this is where I moved on from Grit. Just one bad experience, I thought. The next one will definitely be better. And it was a little bit, I guess. So that's when I took to Twitter and started searching through the countless ads, shill posts, bag-holding babies clinging to their massive losses, screaming for anyone to listen that the future is on the way. And just like Del Boy from Only Fools and Horses, this time next year, they will be millionaires. Which is where I came across Compete, the team-based multiplayer battle royale game. According to their Twitter, they had so many players online right now that the servers were at capacity and they were having to deploy more. Oh shit, here we go lads. We might actually get to play a video game for this video. Crazy concept, I know. Downloading Compete, I could barely contain my excitement, especially since it was on the Epic Game Store, which allowed me to avoid downloading some filthy third-party installer that might take over my machine and use it to mine cryptocurrency. With Compete downloaded, I booted it up, and with credit to the devs, the login process worked. It just did. It was like any normal game, in fact, a little bit easier. I searched for a trios game, and in what is yet again just another battle royale, I got into a game within a couple of minutes, and the game worked. So far, so good. Unfortunately, that's the only thing that was good, because Compete as a video game is not. I mean, playing with 300 ping is going to make most shooters feel fairly bad, but just in terms of fluidity of controls, graphics, and the feel of the game, it's exactly as mediocre as you would expect. It isn't offensively bad. I wasn't screeching angrily about being subjected to playing it, but as someone who's searching for the future and who has played thousands of games in my life, including dozens of battle royale games from the best to the worst, I need to be realistic here, especially when you're reviewing something. Very clearly, Compete has precisely zero reason to play it over the alternatives that are already available and popular on the market. This is just a statement of fact, and it comes from the simple information available from an hour of gameplay. Compete doesn't feel, look, or play any better than anything else available. And while sometimes better doesn't need to be an upgrade, it can just be something that's different enough. Compete is not different enough to stand out in any discernible way. So why are people playing? Just to be clear, this isn't tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands concurrent players. This is a couple thousand at best, as far as I can tell. And they are playing for the novelty of the crypto and NFT aspect, which I'll give the devs credit for, is not in any way rammed in your face to actually try the game. You could just interact with this product without ever knowing it even has that stuff, and you wouldn't be any worse off for it. But there would be no reason to ignore this stuff, since that's the only reason to play this game in the first place. That being said, it does work, you can log on, you can play it, and you know, it's not a terrible game, it's not offensively bad. I can see some people even enjoying it if they don't have access to other, better products. And I guess by virtue of just working and not being offensively bad, it's already one of the better crypto games that people are probably jumping on to try, especially with the zero barrier for entry. So in conclusion, I'm not mad at Compete, it's just not a good game, and I'd never subject myself to playing it again, because there's simply no reason to do so over something like PUBG, and this game is on mobile I believe, so you could just play PUBG Mobile instead. But at least this was possible to try out, so congratulations to them on that I suppose, for the very bare minimum. And that does sound like I'm mocking them or being sarcastic, but compared to most of the other Web3 experience games I've tried, which has been quite a few over the last couple of years, that's actually an accolade. But of course this is not the future. This game has done nothing to innovate or improve on the design. It doesn't do anything new. The only praise it can receive is that it exists and it's not offensive. But that isn't what's going to make Web3 gaming mainstream, which is what I'm looking for, which is what I've been told.
Yeah, like, do we need another Fortnite? I don't see the difference between this and Fortnite. Not a single one. I don't understand how Epic can't sue them. It looks exactly like Fortnite. It looks so much like a Fortnite ripoff. It's not even funny. It's got all the colors of Fortnite. It's a Fortnite ripoff.
2. I don't know what I'm talking about. Blockchain games are going
But
to take
really
over the world.
crappy without real water effects and assets or anything.
And drawing the normies of what they call...
And, like, notice how there's, like, a fountain and a crappy, like, Home Alone house that looks out of place because all the assets are really bad.
Web 2 gaming.
Yeah, there's, like, why is that White House... Why is that fucking, like, you know... That Home Alone house right next to this like robot factory or whatever that is, you know, whatever that's supposed to be, whatever that thing's supposed to be. It's a good asset, but it's still kind of funny. It's something metal tower or something.
Let's move on. The last game I tried for this video, and easily the most popular one that's easily made the most money of these 3. And it's kind of sad that we had to cram 3 of these games into.
It better not be Axie Infinity.
Content, but hopefully that won't be the
Please
case.
Please don't say Axie Infinity.
So we took to Twitter again, and we started seeing people talk about Kiraverse. Kiraverse is the future. Kiraverse this. Kiraverse that. Alright, since my channel's called Kira, fuck it, I'm in. This one required me to download a shitty third-party app, but without too much trouble at all. I was in the game within about 10 minutes. The load screen features...
That looks pretty good for a free
the ugliest
game.
character designs I've ever seen, entirely devoid of personality or charm, leaving me already dreading what was to come. And unfortunately, this was probably the high point for Kiraverse in all honesty. To quote Queens of the Stone Age, it's all downhill from here. I'm greeted by an interface that you can say, well, it ain't pretty, but at least it works. Except, it doesn't. We'll come back to that point in a minute. I pressed play, and just like Grit, I was thrown into a game with a now suspicious speed. And what do you know? It's empty. Oh well, maybe I just picked the wrong game mode. Exit out, pick another one. Nope, they're all empty. But at least with
this is the
Kiraverse,
refiner. I just
they had the
missed
foresight to know their game would be completely bereft of a player base, since Web3 investors don't play video games that they claim are the future. They just post about them on Twitter and bag hold until bankruptcy or moon, whichever comes first. And, spoiler alert, it's almost always bankruptcy. So Kiraverse at least gave me bots to play with and against on a server hosted somewhere that gives me 270 ping, because they didn't design the game to give you local play even when there's 0 players online, and instead make you connect to the one server they have running for the game for the 0 people who play it, as clearly hosting servers in different regions will be a complete waste of money as nobody's playing. So for the gameplay, well, I mean, you can see it. The graphics are bad, the character models are some of the fucking ugliest things I've ever seen for absolutely no reason. The gunplay is absolutely mediocre, the movement is fine, the biggest offender is the control scheme, because by default, it feels like it's been designed by someone who had the concept of video games explained to them by a boss whose top gaming accolades involves beating Windows XP Solitaire and picking up the controller for an N64 at Burger King one time while he waited for his order. Overall, the game is not good, which is why nobody's playing it, because there is simply 0 reason to do so. Yet again, it's not better or different in meaningful ways from anything on the market. It's a novelty attached to something that most people are never going to want to buy, and even if they did want to, they wouldn't buy these ones because the game isn't good and they're fucking ugly. So that's when I closed the game and went to their website, which is where I was greeted by the utter abomination that is their skin system. I mean, look, just look at this. It's just ugly as sin, but it costs $73 minimum.
$73.
Although you will notice that out of
I'm in the wrong
10,100
racket.
items, there are only 2,400 owners, meaning there are far fewer people who believe in this nonsense than meets the eye. Also, you can buy these ugly alien babies too. They're like a few $100s each, if you are that particular brand of loser. So going back to the actual game, I figured since I couldn't play it, except against bots, I'd instead check the leaderboard and see who is playing. Now what's funny is that every time you hit a loading screen in Kiraverse the game, it shows you The Forgotten, which is their new alien babies they want you to buy. But in my head, I just kept repeating, Forgotten? You mean like your fucking video game? And that now becomes even more relevant, since I wanted to use the leaderboard to see how many people have played, for how long, and if people are using this at all. But get this, the literal epitome of hilarity for a crypto game claiming to be the future and having no players, when you click the leaderboard button, it simply crashes the game. Not once, not twice, but every single time I pressed it. Straight to the Unreal Engine error message.
Software developer thieves. Software developer thieves. Software developer thieves. Billionaire software despots and bullshit crypto thieves. This was an orchestra impaler. He paid pretty well. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. This ring definitely is fun to use, I would say.
Oh, do not collect your internet funny money. Do not buy an alien baby for a video game that nobody plays. Which is where I closed the game, uninstalled the launcher,
and the videos,
and hope to never be back here.
And the video's over yet. So, that time everyone tried to copy Hunger Games. Yeah. Yeah. Wow, investigating the New York Jew tunnel, okay.
Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar, and today we're going to be looking at some Jewish tunnels today, ladies and gentlemen. That's a pretty wild thing to start the video off with, but of course, as some of you may know, there's been a developing situation in the last less than 24 hours, I would say 12 hours, of a scenario where a pretty prominent synagogue...
Thank you, Some Ordinary Gamers, for the excellent content from my channel. I've liked this stuff to your channel.
In New York, the Brooklyn area, actually had what appears to be an illegal 50-foot tunnel burrowed within it, connecting buildings together. So, obviously, this is a matter of serious public safety issues. When you're, developing tunnels without the proper, codes, without the proper practices, sometimes those tunnels can cave in. A lot of times they absolutely could. And usually when cave-ins happen, people can, in fact, die. But again, I'm getting way too ahead of myself, okay? So this whole situation started off with basically a chaotic scene at a Chabad headquarters in Crown Heights, that is Brooklyn, New York, after Mosherim ripped wooden panels to prevent a cement truck from sealing off the recently discovered tunnels. Now I have to make sure what a Mosherim was, and according to the actual definition, it appears that they are a young unmarried youth, so younger individuals. That's what it is in Jewish youth, okay? That's what it comes down to. So I'm going to play some of these clips here, and we're going to get started, rip the Band-Aid off, and see just exactly what's going on. What are they doing over there? They're just chilling inside what appears to be a tunnel, ladies and gentlemen, a little hidden area of the actual, the actual synagogue. And here they're actually like ripping down the paneling, which exposed that tunnel we saw earlier. And this is from like the women's side of the actual, synagogue. So obviously, this was apparently, according to the From TikTok account, which, by the way, is like the best of From Orthodox Jewish TikTok. Did not know that was the referral. But again, they said that it was apparently to prevent a cement truck from sealing off the recently discovered tunnels. So again, the New York Police Department came in, and just to fix up the situation, they were obviously going to just cake this entire thing in cement and restore what I believe, personally, to be structural integrity to this building, or the sets of buildings. So again, I wonder why there isn't exactly, there probably should be some forensic investigation as to why tunnels were created, for what specific reason. I mean, it should just be more than connecting buildings together. The NYPD had brought in like a cement truck, and they were basically trying to cake the entire thing in. I assume personally, to restore some structural integrity to an illicit tunnel, to an illegal tunnel. At the end of the day, this is an illegal tunnel, okay? So, again, this situation devolved into some seriously tense situations where the NYPD was basically going up against actual, parishioners of this religious establishment. Dog, that is a big foot. That is a massive entrance to a tunnel there. Jesus Christ. That was hidden behind here? My lord. Now, obviously, I don't think this took, like, this couldn't have just been done covertly. I mean, if it was, my God, they were pretty quiet in doing this, especially in what appears to be a pretty residential, like, a pretty filled neighborhood, so to speak, too. And again, you can even see a New York police officer discussing this with one of the actual, religious goers here, too. So listen to this one. Do they know? I don't know. They know. Because there was a guy wanted to go out. They know. There was a guy wanted to go out. It's safe, no. I want to clear the whole shoe. Oh, shoe? Why? They want to fix this tonight. They need the shoe cleared. And to... Why? We need to expensive something. Not like this. It's not safe. We don't do that in America. We don't do that in America. Immovable force versus immovable force. NYPD versus versus the shul here. Now, of course, to understand, obviously, this tunnel is, as you can see right there with the homie standing there, isn't exactly very legal. And obviously, the NYPD and obviously the City of New York has a responsibility and a proper reason to just cement this thing up. Because, again, it could pose some serious threats and dangers. And I assume that the people that are going here are pretty up in arms just because it is a religious establishment. I mean, you know, if you walk into a mosque or something and you start acting like this, I'm pretty sure the people there are going to be pretty pissed at a establishment of theirs that holds a lot of weight in the community. Same with a church, same with a temple, same with any type of religious establishment, right? And again, where it gets really wild is when there's pushing and shoving going on with the NYPD. Dog, you do not beef with the New York Police Department. Jesus Christ, man. Come on now. You know, the people here are being really ballsy with the police force. The NYPD is not known to be a nice organization, especially when it comes with pushbacks like that, so to speak. And to show you that it wasn't exactly all that simple, there was actually, like, apparently some arrests. 10 arrests with a scuffle that happened with the NYPD. So this is evolving into a full-out brawl at this point, and of course, obviously there's going to be some arrests that are made. Like, that's not even a joke here. Like, you can't be doing this to law enforcement agents who actually have a valid reason to plug up a structurally, unchecked hole, so to speak. Now, again, I'm talking about this hole a lot, and you might be wondering, Muda, where's the footage from inside the hole, so to speak? And apparently, according to From TikTok here, this is the footage of the tunnel that was dug from an abandoned men's mikvah, which is a ritual bathhouse, into the 770 Chabad headquarters. So a mikvah, or mikvah, whatever the pronunciation is, I'm not Jewish, obviously, it actually says pronounced mikvah, so I was right in the first one. Almost every Jewish community has at least one mikvah, where you can search for what it is, and again, why immerse it? Jewish law requires that one immerse in a mikvah is part of the process of conversion to Judaism. It also requires women to immerse before getting married and when observing the laws of Nidah. There are also various other reasons, both traditional and modern, that women as well as men and Jews who are gender nonconforming visit the mikvah. So it sounds more like a baptism almost over here. Now, if you can actually see, this is a Google Earth representation of the Chabad House and the Chabad Lubavitch World Headquarters, which is where this entire situation was going on. So these sets of buildings, if you're looking around real carefully, why I said the construction happening over here was super duper odd was this is not like a remote area. This is, again, a place where tons of people live. There's actually photographs that you can look at right now that showcase how, populated this area can be on any given day. So again, you've got a very tight-knit Jewish community over here, a very tight-knit Orthodox Jewish community, which again, this is par for the course if you've ever driven through places like this in Brooklyn. Again, these are some of the most closest communities that you can imagine, and obviously, producing a tunnel in amongst all of this has to make some noise. It has to raise some eyebrows. So I'm kind of wondering how a tunnel actually even got created over here. That's wild. I mean, unless it's like Alcatraz prison style, where I guess everything was done in complete cloaked in silence, maybe. But it seems kind of wild. So let's actually look at some of the footage from this tunnel. Now, since then, the account from TikTok actually removed that because there was a lot of, I guess, users quote tweeting them with anti-Semitic beliefs, and they removed it to curb the promotion of that, which I understand. This account was the one that released, or at least promoted, this video of the underground tunnels, and you can see how it looks like a total mess. The people brought out this baby stroller in the left side. It looks like it's tiled as if it is a bathroom, which is representative of the mikvah that allegedly this is located in. And of course, going towards the end, you can see that there is a tunnel, it's kind of like an El Chapo tunnel, that is so poorly built that it feels like at any moment this could have collapsed on somebody during construction. And again, one thing I also want to stress is this is the only account where I've seen this video shown. I did not see this video from a mainstream news source or any fact checker or anything of that nature. This video only exists from this account where I saw it, okay? So again, that doesn't prove that this video is even related to the situation. It could be a different tunnel, who knows? I figured that until the NYPD or a regulatory body releases like a body cam footage or like an actual exploration, this is, at least from my personal belief and sanity, I'm just going to be putting up as unchecked tunnel. But if this is allegedly that tunnel, then you can just see how unsafe it is. Now, one account here types in, there are no tunnels in 770. Some morons decided to combine a neighboring basement with an existing basement synagogue. Not great, but absolutely not international news. Blowing an episode of vandalism into wild proportions, which I guess brings me to the next part. What is the actual explanation? So the Chabad Lubavitch headquarter account actually posted a statement. So the statement is, the Chabad Lubavitch community is pained by the vandalism of a group of young agitators who damaged the synagogue below Chabad headquarters at 770 Eastern Parkway Monday night. These odious actions will be investigated and the sanctity of the synagogue will be restored. Our thanks to the New York Police Department for their professionalism and sensitivity. We are grateful for the outpouring of concern. Okay, that's from the chairman rabbi over here. Now, another individual by the name of Madi Seligson, who is the director of media at Chabad, they actually wrote, some time ago, a group of extremist students, so now we went from agitators to extremists, broke through a few walls in adjacent properties to the synagogue at 784-788 Eastern Parkway to provide them unauthorized access. Earlier today, a cement truck was brought in to repair those walls. Those efforts were disrupted by the extremists who broke through the wall to the synagogue, vandalizing the sanctuary in an effort to preserve their unauthorized access. Now, I've seen the underground, and I wonder why even have the unauthorized access to begin with, but we'll get to that. There have been arrests. They have since been arrested and the building closed pending a structural safety review. Obviously, like I've been saying the whole time, Lubavitch officials have attempted to gain proper control of the premises through the New York State court system. Unfortunately, despite consistently prevailing in court, the process has dragged on for years. So this is obviously deeply distressing to the Lubavitch movement and the community worldwide, the Jewish community. We hope and pray to be able to expeditiously restore the sanctity and decorum of this holy place. So that's the official explanation that, the Chabad organization gave. And there are a few people looking into when these tunnels were made. So there was a lot of, assumptions that maybe it was made during COVID or something, so we could bypass lockdowns and get access to places of worship. But then there were other situations where people started digging in to other news sources where they discussed this topic. So one from the Yeshiva World, which is posted on January 8, 2024, or maybe updated. But here they actually talked about this entire situation, and they discussed the main shul of 770 has long been the subject of a legal dispute between a group.
This payment for services rendered. The captain of the Blind Princess will be relieved to hear this precious cargo has been recovered.
Docking request accepted.
You have well earned this payment for services rendered. It is good to see dependable folk like you, especially in trying times such as these.
I don't know, 35 silver is probably a lot better than, like, whatever I'm going to get in terms of disenchant mats. Yeah, because they're just mass producing, I know they are.
Well met. Farewell.
Okay, which one next? I guess we go to there. Yeah, we get Dragon Maw War Banners, I guess.
Us and Merkos, Lubavitch Incorporated, over who is the rightful owner of the 770-788 Eastern Parkway complex. Bosharim have long had free reign of the main shul, even violently barring some from entering. So it's very territorial, about the situation, and one has to question why. Looking at what was in the tunnels, I am again questioning why specifically. It really seems like where they tunnel to doesn't actually have a proper purpose, and it's not that you can do any purpose there, it's just literally to, I guess, connect the main shul and adjacent buildings, and that's pretty much it. It's not supposed to happen, it's illegal, and whoever did it should absolutely face some consequences. I mean, you literally could have put some fucking lives at risk. I mean, imagine going in one of those tunnels and things just cave down without people realizing you're dead, and there's nothing you can do. Your connection between buildings causes somebody to die. That's just how it works. Now, another organization known as the Crown Heights Info, which I assume is incredibly local news, actually talked about the situation on December 22nd, 2023, which is surprisingly, less than 3 weeks from this entire situation blowing up? And over here, they were talking about how an accidental discovery happened 3 weeks ago after a series of incidents rang alarm bells within the Gaboim of 770. A Union Street homeowner spoke with Crown Heights Info, said that they had been hearing suspicious noises at night in their home for a period of time. As the noise continued, the concerned homeowner notified someone of the sounds and their suspicions. So later on throughout this entire situation, they did talk about when they actually heard the actual tunnels being built. So details on the tunnel remain scarce, with some rumors spreading. It appears that a group of young unmarried Jewish men began digging around 6 months ago in an attempt to expand 770. So again, it just seems like an illegal extension when they really shouldn't have had the illegal extension. Again, I don't know what the construction game in New York City is like. From what I've heard, New York is basically a patchwork of people playing, cat and mouse with the building code laws and whatnot. So I don't know if this is a simple case of, somebody trying to basically save themselves a few bucks and just build them their own small tunnel versus getting entire contractors to do this for them, or whatever reason. But at the end of the day, it comes out that this is just a illegal tunnel built to connect buildings, and based on the footage of the tunnel I've seen, I don't really see anything nefarious necessarily happening, especially when we're just connecting one adjacent building to another adjacent building. But yeah, it's a wild situation that a few people have been talking about on the internet. It's sort of like confused people. A lot of individuals have jumped up bringing up conspiracy theories and whatnot, when in reality the truth, as always, is usually more mundane than anyone can imagine. The best part about the story is this tunnel was discovered, and there was actually city officials that came in to make sure that it's plugged up, okay? And the NYPD was there to make sure potentially anybody, in the future could not die from such a stupid fucking act, okay? This is a dumb situation, and honestly, I hope to understand more about this, okay? It's wild to see some radicalized individuals do stupid stuff like this and put other people in harm's way. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is the mystery of the Jewish tunnels in New York, all right? It's not that much of a mystery, but it's a wild meme that literally 2024 is just every day something new's happening, okay? One day I'm talking about Epstein docs. The other day I'm talking about Jewish tunnels, okay? Wild story, but that's all it comes down to, ladies and gentlemen. So hopefully maybe this demystified things. Maybe this raised more mysteries and questions to you. Let me know in the comment section below. This is me, Mudahar, and if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike if you dislike it. I am out.
Interesting stuff. I wonder what it was they were doing. Let's see. Gotta get concentrated Velspar. Wait, what happened here? How is that right? Wait, what? Okay. Now, why did I do that? Okay. I must have misclicked. Yeah.
Warp drive active. Docking request accepted.
Uh-oh. Oh, new project available. I am trying to get in my Mac. I don't know why I left it. You threw me for a loop on that one.
Warp drive active. Docking request accepted.
Maybe I should pay Red Frog Freight to ship something for me. It's a lot of stuff. Like, I don't know. It's good for what I need to do, but I think maybe now I want to sell. It's hard to say.
Warp drive active.
The situation is severe, that much is for sure. When we uncovered these bones, it attracted the raptors. These filthy beasts killed my brethren and trapped me. Merrin and the poor prospector up here helped clear the wetlands of these raptors, adventurer. Mottled raptors and mottled screechers are just west of the bluff there. Kill 10 of each if you can. That will be a good start to the vengeance I have planned for them.
Oh, thank the heavens you are here. It was horrible. We were uncovering some rare artifacts and we began to discover these large bones. Before we knew what was happening, these mottled raptors overwhelmed the dig site. Many lives were lost.
Docking
Ormond,
request
so
accepted.
brave, saved the prospector and me. He defended us as we ran for shelter. Now we are trapped, and our hard work lies in ruin. Here, take this note back to my sweet Terrell. It will explain the situation to him.
Just before the invasion, I uncovered a large tablet called the Goaz Stone. The translated text breaks off in 4 places. The text speaks of a divine plan and a doomed prophecy. I fear we are running out of time. I'm too old to go down and brave those beasts, but you are strong. Scour the excavation site and uncover the 4 missing tablet fragments. Eidos, Moda, Golm, and Neru. Search for them in ancient artifacts or where the soil is loose. Bring them to me so I can begin unlocking the mystery.
Warp drive active.
152, not bad.
Docking request accepted.
Oh, damn it. He's gonna kill me. It's so annoying. So annoying. You're just gonna keep repopping me too. I don't know, maybe I can get out of it. See what I can do. There. Very good. Oops. I don't know how I did that.
Warp drive active.
Oh.
Docking request accepted.
He died again, did he? Yes, he did. He sucked. Or no. I don't know. I don't see what else I need here, though. I don't really understand this quest, and I never really understood a lot of their quests. I wish they'd be more clear. I don't know what it wants from me. This one's called Uncovering the Past. I hate these quests, and I don't know why I'm torturing myself with this. I'm not going to do this. Yeah, I have this backwards. Oops. I do have this backwards. I usually actually have reward on there. I'm like, why is this so weird? It's because I wrote it backwards. That's why. Here we are. I mean, I'm standing here. I don't know. I don't think the Mayfly gives XP, but I think the Tiger does. 160 is really good for how easy that Orcish was. Getting good XP here. Maybe when I'm 60 I can solo, or not solo LB2, but maybe I can do LB2. I can like murk somebody, like paying 25k for LB2, you know? I'll spam on a Saturday night at like 6 p.m. I'll get somebody. Nothing else to get people to help me. I don't want to torture myself with these quests. I'm going to leave this place. I don't like these quests. I don't like doing them. I don't like trying to figure them out or what they want me to do or Googling and going get. Oh, there's one I'm just going to take because it's like the quest, you know? But I don't like doing this stupid non-intuitive shit from 2003. I'm not really like down. I'm not down to do their stupid Nazi bullshit. Alright. Modeled raptors. These are easier and pay well. I'm a 10 gold. Ooh, look at all those bodies. This guy's not a skinner. How is he not a skinner? It's oh, he's hearthing. Yeah, I'll take all these bodies. Fuck yes, I will. Oh yeah, look at all that medium leather. Free money. Okay, where am I now? Am I out in space? No, I'm at the refiner. Yeah, I think I am. Oh, compressed Veldspar for opportunities and stuff. Yeah, buy back compressed. We're going to compress. And we will compress. Undock. And then we will go to...
Warp drive active.
Oops. I don't remember how to do this. Yep. There we go. My tiger died. Okay.
Docking request accepted. Docking request accepted.
I missed the step. Look at all these bodies. You're not skinning? Oh, you're not skinning and it's a total waste. Seems like you're not looting either. Are you a skinner? Yeah, you're a skinner.